this item to closed session and deal with the other matters first.
Well, it is an open session, so I think as long as we keep it at a generic level, and I'll leave that to Julie to determine, but if you feel that you need to answer a question or to go further into it, need to go to close, I'm perfectly willing to do that today. It is on the open agenda, so I think we should start with it. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. The purpose of this report is to bring forward a recommendation from staff for the creation of a new administrative support position for building planning and public works. Over the past several years, we've seen increasing administrative demands in these divisions with the growing number of applications, inquiries, and follow-up requirements, including the need to address open and stale building permits. The intention is that this position would provide dedicated administrative support to enhance customer service and support the work of building and planning services, and also offer assistance to public works as needed. Currently, various administrative positions within the township help to provide administrative support to public works as an as-needed basis. However, this change would help to centralize and strengthen that support. Currently, the new clerk and acting CAO deputy clerk, we're still settling into the rules and addressing the immediate needs of the building and planning now. Will help to allow some more time for us to assess the requirements for council and community support as well as legislative services and records management moving forward. We would like the opportunity to continue to review those functions and bring back further recommendation to the council towards the fourth quarter of this year. Right now, we are asking the council's support to address the most pressing service demands, which are planning services. We would like to have the opportunity to consider broader organizational leaders, as I mentioned before the end of this year. And we believe that this change will ensure that all divisions are more appropriately supported in terms of the administration needs and customer service demands in those positions and departments. I do know that moving into 2026, there are some salary cost savings that we will see as a result of new CAO and new CEO transitioning into their roles at lower points on the salary grid. It's anticipated that this will help to offset those costs of this proposed new position in building and services in 2026. So with that, I'm going to be happy to answer any questions that council may have as a consultant report.
So questions from council? So if you start, right now, the suggestion would be that we basically add a person for this, but not replace another position with legislative service.
For right now, yes.
Right now, knowing that in the future, when clerk and the CEO figure out what's happening, they may need to be required to do that position may be replaced. That's okay. So, just any questions or comments from council? Councilor Yellen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The one line that stood out in his report to me is just under the discussion in the first section of the discussion. There's an elevated need for dedicated support throughout the application process for residents, and that to me is key to this whole thing. And I very strongly support that we have somebody that can walk with applicants through the process and make sure that they have all their ducks in a row when it comes to applying for a building permit and getting that done as quickly as possible.
Any other comments? Councilor Bill.
It's more of a question than a comment. I don't disagree with the report. At one point, we had a person that worked with both fire and building. They kind of household those departments. Is that no longer happening?
So if you recall, earlier this year, we did realign the responsibilities between our previous building and fire and emergency services admin and related services coordinator position. That realignment hasn't really addressed the needs. And what we're finding is that there is very high demand when it comes to support for building and services.
Other questions or comments? So the recommendation from staff is proceed with this and kind of work our way through it for the next while. And when would the, they call it, advertising will,
So, the advertisement is currently held, but it's listed as being under review. So I understand this has to come forward to council first, requires council approval and council's approval of the proposed job description. If we don't have support of that, then we will just have to shift and change what we're looking for, but we are dealing with some administrative staffing issues right now, and there is a need to get somebody in the office as soon as possible.
that would be the closed section, so, anything further on this? The one in Russia, that was. I would, Councillor Yvonne, the potential to help people through, the building process or the building permit process and, seems to be a bit of an issue right now. We need to rectify that if we can. Another comment would be, staff's, staff bringing forward a recommendation and how they want to, move forward on staffing, and administrative issues, and, that's not my strength, nor is it my desire to interfere. Councillor White.
Yeah, I just want to add, we have very good staff. They know what they need, they know what they want. So I think it's best that they do it, the council up with it. No, I think you guys know what you need, where you need it, and what you expect from them. So I think it's in your hands.
So are you gonna move the motion, Councillor White?
Yeah, so that
Do we
motion.
have a seconded by Councillor Yitman? And the motion would be result of Council received court CAO 2021-2025, organization review, administrative support, building planning, public works information, which is council is the creation of the following position within the township's organizational structure, building planning and public works administrative assistant for the necessary updates to the township's organizational chart and jobs, which would be undertaken by staff. Is that motion the position would be great? Or is that already been done?
That's our.
It shows up. Sorry, it shows up. Was that an internal thing? Like, okay, thank you. Any further discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Okay, discussion items, Big Brother Big Sisters of Oxford proclamation request. Councillor Gregory.
Yes, I recommend, we comply with their request and make September Big Brothers Big Sisters month.
That was a motion, and do you have a second, Chris? Seconded by Wade. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed, that's carried. Sorry about that, that was great. Consent agenda, items 1 to 16. We have a motion for the consent agenda. Record note and files, we have a seconder for that. Councillor Wade, anything anybody wants to take out, Councillor Yevon?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will to support for items number 3 and 14.
Okay. So go ahead with it. Let's start with 3.
So that is a note from the town of Goderich encouraging the government to recognize the value of farmland. Given the scale of the project in South Wolf Township, as well as other potential large building sites that have been part of discussions in days past. I would like to support this and also encourage the government to place development where it's more appropriate, where land is less desirable for crop.
We have a seconder? Councillor, sorry, seconded by Councillor Gillis. This is to support. Wait a minute. we had a motion to, note and file. So this is extracting that from there, we'll come back in a minute. -13, how about 14, sorry, -3, how about 14?
So number 14 is again arguing against the strong mayor powers. It's from the township of Woolwich. And the thing I liked about this resolution is that they, encourage the province of Ontario to continue to study the impacts of strong mayor legislation. So not just to cancel it, but to look at the impacts, especially on smaller municipalities or rural municipalities. While this may make sense in some, larger jurisdictions, that has unintended consequences. And so I thought we should support this as well.
Do you have a seconder? Sorry, do you have a seconder, Brad? Wait, okay. So we're gonna move those two, let's go back to anything else, 1 to 5 till 12, and 15 and 16 now on the consent agenda, anything else? None, okay, so the motion is 1 to 5 to 12, 15 and 16, all those in favor of note and file? Opposed, that's carried, number 3, for support. Got a motion on the floor for the move and seconded for that. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Opposed, that's carried, and number 13, I think it's 14. So change the motion to 13, not 12. Sorry, I made a mistake there.
Yeah.
13,
Yeah.
okay. Any discussion on the strong mayor power letter? Hearing none, all those in favor? Opposed, that's carried. Okay, that finishes that. That finishes that. Accounts payable September 2nd. Do you have a motion? Moved by Frederick, seconded by Boothner. Result of the following accounts be approved for payment. Accounts payable for August 9th to August 29th, 2025, $444,270.70. Payroll number 17, general, $59,890.38. Payroll number 8, council, $8,669.82. Payroll number 8, fire, $21,844.82. For rental, $535,120.72. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Going to, bylaws and agreements, this is just the first and second reading of the adjourned rate. We have a motion there. Moved by Way, second by Gillis.
Question, should I?
I was just gonna ask. Is he going to leave the room for this? So the motion on the floor for the drainage works in Durham Line Drain 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed, first and second reading, sorry, opposed, that's carried. Well, on that, Paul, please. Any notices of motion? Any new business? There is one. And I apologize, I should have mentioned it earlier. I had a call from a resident on Dodge Line in Sweetburg the other night and was concerned, so this is primarily for Adam. Was concerned about the speed of the traffic. And he thinks it's going a lot faster, which I thought was interesting since I thought that bridge was closed and, but anyways. I said I'd bring it up at council and I'm just wondering, do we have that portable, sign that says that we can do stealth, find out what the actual speed, because, I realize that people sometimes think people are going faster than they are, but just wondering if, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we can, put our box there, do a study there. Was this Dodge Line more so?
Dodge Line North, and I was wondering if somewhere around at the school or well, the Common Williams or something. Can catch, you know better than I, so I'll do whatever you want, but I just think if we could put it, then we'll actually have evidence to provide. And again, I will leave it on stealth if we can, so that we actually get a fair information. And then we can get back to the gentleman. Okay, thank you. Any other business? Seeing none, I think we're into council roundtable. So Councillor, Tucker, you're first this time.
Not a great deal to report, some bad news, I guess, the playground equipment at the ballpark, I just went to the young. So I don't know, we changed that, so we got a project. Next year. Reduce the play, it's a small size. Tomorrow's the, environment and energy meeting, council chambers and pool committee. Yeah, there. Well,
Okay, and Ward Two, Councillor Gifford.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Similarly, not a lot to report. Try that again. Not a lot to report. Long Point Region meets tomorrow night. Look forward to that. It's been a couple of months since we've been together, so that'll be good. And, everything else is pretty quiet. Oh, the basketball posts are now manufactured for the tennis courts outside here. And, it's supposed to have, concrete here installed for installation of that this week. So hopefully those will be up soon.
And Councillor Dixon, Ward Three.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Very quiet, very quiet all of the month of August. Tonight, Sulphur is meeting again after being off for August. And Sulphur, there has been a small, climbers, slides for the primary children that has been engaged. So we'll be talking about that tonight. We'll be seeing between the phone unit with the call. I'll be attending the energy meeting at the work. And Cheryl, I haven't heard from the airport, but I'm sure that the airport will be having a meeting. So with that, that's what's going to be really my entry.
Thank you, and Councillor Gillis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm busy, all month long. I think, the end of August, the car show at the museum was quite well attended, with the warm weather. Unfortunately, I don't know if Ben could be there, but I heard it was, great. And there will be one more, the 24th, it will be 28th of September will be the last one. So sure to try and make it out. They've been, well attended all year long there at the museum. Looking forward to our next, board meeting, we came next Wednesday. Other than that, I've talked to, different groups, about some issues. I know, Adam's got questions about paving and whatnot going on in Beachville and, on Clark Road, so, I know those projects are moving forward. And obviously talking with our county representatives about, traffic, because the bridge being out on Beachville Road and Flora Line, so I think those concerns are being moved forward. So other than that, I appreciate that, summer's coming to an end and kids going back to school.
You might. Councillor Booker, you're next.
Things are pretty quiet down there in Brownsville, nothing really planned until, November. I do have a Catfish meeting the week of Thursday, and, be the first one since the summer break. And, we did have, four kids that were throwing, rocks at the meter on the side of the, pump house for the county, so the hydro meter, so I don't know if they might want to have it, checked out. If you would pass that word on. Other than that, it's pretty quiet.
And Councillor Wade.
This Thursday, 1:30 in the afternoon, you have our first budget meeting for the museum. Hope we get it all set up for draft budget by the board, so we can present it to the board on the 10th. Last week ago today, the 26th, I had an upper Thames meeting. The draft budget for there, their proposed increase is 6.7. That number usually has a tendency to come down because they don't get a lot of some of their fundings for the next year to the very end of December. So that one number might come down. I did mention to Dr. Chris Tasker about Central Pond decommissioning. He plans on sometime coming to the squawks just to talk to us, to tell us what's involved, time frame and cost. And we should be starting to put money away in 2026 budget for decommissioning this dam. This will not happen overnight. I think it's already been working over almost 7 years on decommissioning Emerald Pond, and they still have not finished. So this is something that it's gonna take time, but we do as a council, I think, need to start putting money aside for it. Other than that, that's it.
Good, thank you. Couple months ago, I think you said that there was some people interested in, and I'm just wondering, are they aware of the decommission?
Yes, I had a conversation back, just before, first part of August with, Ed Walker. And, we have 3 options. Complete rebuild, repair, or decommission. And the cost. That's the hundred budget to decommission. We cannot afford to build a new dam. We really can't afford to, repair it. So the option is to decommission it, and she had been talking to some of the neighbors about that, and they thought that would be probably okay. But we are still in the process of forming a committee. I've asked her to get 3 or 4 more people, so it's 5 with me. And she said that she would start that process once things go back to school, kids go back to school and stuff. So I expect within the next month, get a phone call on the committee. So we'll keep them informed.
Thank you. The only thing I was gonna report was, I mentioned Councillor Gillis already that someone on Zora Line is called concerned about the detour and the trucks coming down Zora Line or from the north, and the school bus stopping halfway or 3/4 of the way down the hill, and the potential for trucks not being able to stop at the speed they're going. So I have to reach out to the county a couple of times, and I'll follow up with that to see, even if we have a temporary school bus stop ahead, sign at the top of the hill, kind of warn people that during that period of the day, you want to be extra vigilant. Certainly there seems to be a lot of concern in the area for how fast vehicles are going down the hill. And this is the second person who's called, and the first person who's concerned about the number of children in the area now as well. And getting on the school bus, and I'm not sure there was Oxford or Queen they were worried about, but anyways, in either case, that's going down that hill. It might be hard to stop either place, so anyways, I'm following up. So much for the council around me, we're going to close session. We have a motion to go into close. Moved by Gibbon, second by Durst. Closed session for discuss items for personal matters, but I both municipal or board employees. Just before we do that, is Nicole staying? No, okay, so before Nicole leaves, I don't want to stand it up, Nicole, but I do want to say, I think everybody knows that she's now moving to the Grand Erie Public Health Board. So first of all, congratulations. And while I'm terribly sorry to see you, I think you've been incredibly innovative and great imagination about how things could be and all that sort of, I think been a real asset down to. So you have no idea how disappointed I am in leaving. On the other hand, I've always felt that if all we do as a township is help the staff sort of advance themselves and they find things of greater joy or pleasure or whatever for their lives, that's not a bad thing either. And so my sincere hope is, while I see you leave, I do sincerely hope that you enjoy the next phase of your life. And I don't know what that's no, Julie, you can't, but But I sincerely wanted to say thank you publicly, because you have been a great asset. I think, Valerie would agree that, you've been extremely helpful on the employment engagement. And, a lot of the work you did is just top rate, and I really appreciate it. So on behalf of council and the people of Southwest Doctor, thank you for your service. And I wish you the very, very best in this new opportunity. And you are moving to the Paris, or maybe? Yeah, okay. Well, good luck. So thanks very much.